Yo, what's up? What's up? What's going on, y'all? Today I'm doing a quick haircut on just the basics on why it is. Well, I'm gonna do a little something a little different today. This haircut video is not gonna be a tutorial. You're gonna be able to just see what I'm doing as far as when I'm cutting the hair. But I want to talk about why is it important to become a professional barber. Um, and everything that I say on this video is gonna be strictly off my personal experience, off my personal observation. I know there's a lot of opinionated people out there on the internet, but my opinion is my opinion. If y'all got any issues with what I got to say, go ahead in the comments, voice your opinion. I think everybody should have a right to voice their opinion, as long as we keep it clean, keep it fair, keep it decent. I don't have no worries or issues with anybody saying what they got to say about anything. But anyways, I feel that it's important to become a professional barber because barbering is one of the only professions, in my opinion, that AI won't be able to take over. Now, people say, hey, well, the AI robots will probably be able to cut hair and this, that, and the third. But what I always say that's opposed to that is the barbershop is still a traditional place that guys go to in order to groom themselves and kind of put their ear against the ground and find out what's going on with the city or in the city. If you got a hot date going down tonight and you want to get fresh, you want to get clean, you want to look good before your date, you want to go ahead and get you a nice sharp barber haircut, sit down, talk to the barber, all the other guys in the shop. And I always ask people, a lot of my clients, I always ask them, I say, hey, outside of school, whether it was high school or college, any kind of technical or trade school, where do you meet people at? You know, and when you at work, a lot of times you might have habits that you don't want people at work to know about. A lot of people might be discreet. A lot of people might be part of members of churches and other different type of organizations, and you might not want people that go to your church to know that you take part in extracurricular activities, whether it's whatever it could be. You might drink, or you might smoke, or so where do you meet people that you want to be able to talk about sports with and stuff like that? So I say the barbershop is a good place where guys can meet up and kind of just kick back and just socialize. And being a professional barber, it's always good because you're always in the mix. You're always in the loop. You know what's going on in the city. You know all the different social trends and things that's happening around in the news, and you know it kind of keep you on your toes as far as being socially aware of what's going on. So that's one of the reasons why I feel that barbering is a good field to get into. Um, now, from an AI perspective or a electrical robot, I think Elon Musk coming out with those robots that should be like personal assistants. And people say that you could probably train your robot to, give you a haircut or something like that. And I think that's probably true in a sense, but I personally wouldn't want a AI or an assistant, personal assistant, cutting my hair because, I want my little enhancements here and there, or you would want, just a regular person that you could kind of, ask their opinion. Hey man, what do you think looks good, man? You think I should take this down and, try this style or try, so AI isn't always going to be aware of what's going on in in the world. And so that that's another reason why I feel like barbering is a good field to be in. Um, when you compare barbering to like tattooing or something like that, I probably would let a machine give me a tattoo, something that I could probably stick my arm or my leg in, and put a copy of an image, and they could replicate the image. I probably would do that, but barbering, I think it's something completely different. because, like I said, it takes away from the social um, connection. You know, um, also with barbering. So I think the world is changing. The world is changing in the sense to where uh, just employment is changing. Companies, employees. There's a new aspect of being an employee. Used to be, you used to go to work and clock in and clock out and get a paycheck. But nowadays things are changing. We got ride shares, we got different kind of apps and different kind of companies that put people in a position to be self-employed. And barbering has always been that type of trade or profession to where you could pretty much be self-employed and you don't have to worry about clocking in and clocking out. You can set your appointment, your days, to whatever time that you feel is best for you. And if you're not feeling it one day, you can call your appointments and say, "Hey, listen, today's not a good day. I'm not feeling too well, or I got plans to spend time with my children or my family, or I'm getting ready to take a trip here or there." So barbering allows you that flexibility to where you can actually live your life. And it's one of those professions where you can actually travel anywhere in the world and be able to work. And you don't have to speak the language. All you need is a picture and a set of tools and your price. You know. So yeah, that's the main thing I feel that barbering is it's a good profession to get in. Also, when you think of the aspect of licensing, professional barbers, I would recommend anybody. If you go into a barber, you want to go to a person that's licensed, somebody that's a professional. But in the event that, something like COVID or something catastrophic was to happen and you didn't have access to a barber, it would always be good. I mean, you would always be good because even if your license is not valid, you still have the trade. No one can actually take the trade from you. So, if anywhere you end up on this planet, whether good or bad or in between, you always bring value to your environment because you have a skill or a trade that is valuable to most people. And hair is going to always grow; it's never going to stop. So that's one of the benefits I think in barbering. Um, those are just a few things, a few reasons why I feel like barbering is a great career path for anybody trying to decide on what to do in their life. Um, you got very successful people in every field there is. You got successful attorneys, successful doctors, you got successful carpenters, construction people, but you got poor people in every field as well. So um, once you become a professional barber, you can kind of pick and choose how you want your career to turn out. So this is one of those fields where your hustle kind of determines your salary. So it's easy to get in this business and find someone that you might, want to pattern your career. Like, okay, so you go on YouTube, you find a barber that's really successful. You say, hey, I want to, uh, um, just kind of set my career somewhat like this. And, you take what you want, whatever you don't want, you leave. So you could kind of organize your life. And, when you make plans, nothing ever completely goes as planned, but it's always a good thing to be able to plan your life or your career in a certain direction, um, rather than to just kind of become a professional barber and not have a plan and just end up from shop to shop to shop. Anyways, what I'm saying is it's always good to be a professional barber because your career is in your hands. You don't rely or put yourself at the mercy of a company that determines whether or not you want to move up, if they want you to move up or not. So um, that's my opinion on why I feel like it's good to become a professional barber. If you like this video, you learned anything from it, don't forget to hit like, share, and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram, Custom Made Barber School. Follow me on TikTok, Custom Made Barber School. And yeah, hit me up on YouTube. See you guys soon. Peace.